Now, everyone here is for a quick buck, or they're living paycheck to paycheck method. Sometimes this is not a choice, but there is something that you can choose. And I'll get right to that in this video. And you will see how easy it is to make a game plan for your financial future just by saving money. Hi, I'm Susie J. Cobwebs, and this is my writing channel, and I do different aspects of starting a brand from scratch, frugal tips, and self-care along the way. I enjoy giving you all the information that I have implemented in my life, and these are the skills that have worked out for me. Now, you can modify them in your lifestyle if you can. Many years ago, I was in a financial rut. I didn't have extra money to pay down my credit cards or even to pay them off. That was even a point in my life where I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't do anything because I needed to build up my credit. Because honestly, I lived paycheck to paycheck on a basic minimum wage job. Believe me when I tell you, I had myself in a major financial debacle. This video is going to show you how I began to get myself out of a financial rut, and I have set financial goals for myself as I moved up the chain of a financial freedom. I'm not really where I want to be quite yet. However, I am out of that red zone. I'm going to give you all the steps that I have done and are still doing today, and they are all from scratch. On a side note, this is not something that's going to be a quick fix. This is going to take time, patience, and a little bit of effort on your part. This also could be a little bit of recalibration on your what is working or what is not working throughout this whole process. So you got to make sure that you keep an open mind. Let me step back and say that you can do these steps in different ways. I'm only going to tell you what has really worked for me. And I'm going to start off with the basics. And this will help you to begin your progress of getting things paid off, getting your name cleared from possibly collections, even debt for that matter, and we can get you updated to the next level. Let me get down to it. I got a notebook and I wrote down all of my bills. Car note, utilities, credit cards, student loans, car insurance, phone bill. How much do you owe on them? What is your monthly payment? What time of the month are they due? This is all very important information, just so you don't insure of any kind of late fees. I'll be talking more about this stuff later in this video. This is also the time that you want to do some of your research on your bank statement. See what the automatic payments are that are really coming out of your accounts. This could be Stars, Disney, Paramount Plus, Netflix, Prime. Honestly, it could be anything. That's only just to name a few. These are automatic payments that maybe you forgot about, but they're still coming out of your paycheck. They're still coming out of your bank account. Maybe you don't watch them anymore. You want to make sure that you have enough money in your bank account to make sure that you get to your bills. So let's just put this in perspective. Let's just say you have a Netflix app. You don't really watch Netflix anymore. You would rather watch Prime, and honestly, I watch both of them. So let's just say you watch Prime more than you watch Netflix, and you haven't watched Netflix in over a month, 2 months, 3 months. Why do you need it anymore? Wouldn't this be a better idea if you would cancel that subscription? There could be things on there that you don't even remember signing up for. And this would be the perfect time to clean out your checking account of what was really coming in and coming out of your bank account. Now, granted, that may be only $10 a month, but that $10 will add up at the end of the year. That would be $120 that is coming out of your checking account that you don't use. So in hindsight, if you are not using it, then get rid of it. That $10 could be a part going into your gas tank. Get a few food items at the grocery store. Another thing that I want to add to this is that there are companies out there that will do this for you. But if you read in the fine print, these companies are taking a portion of what they take off of your checking account. So in hindsight, they are still taking money out of your checking account. So why not do this yourself? Now, this is only a portion of this important process. If you skip over this particular step here, everything else will build up, but this still will not be beneficial to you. And honestly, you'll be doing this for nothing. You want to start off with a clean slate and know what's coming out of your checking account. So basically what it comes down to is you are rebuilding your foundation. So you will be able to stand tall and finally be on that road to financial freedom. You also have to remember that it may take up to about 3 months to finally recycle all the charges and to really get everything off of your checking accounts. So there's no extra fees or anything that you don't know about. This is also a great time to recalibrate what is really going out of your checking account again. Once you have completed this, then this is the time to go to the next step of this process, right? So I'm so glad that you got to this process. I'm so glad that you got to this stage in the game. So the next stage of beginning your financial freedom is bills. This is all about your bills. In the beginning of this video, I asked you to write down all of your bills, when they were due, how much their monthly payment was. And if you did that in the beginning of the video, we're getting there. The question is, can you handle your bills? Is there a possibility that you can lower your phone bill, your cable bill, your electric bill? Would there be a way that you could call your telephone company, your electric company, your gas company, and see if there's any kind of energy efficient items that you can add into your home that could save on your bill? Even though this may be a little bit of money up front, the cost savings will be better in the long run. Sometimes you realize that you don't need all the bells and the whistles for maybe when it comes to cable. And maybe you don't need cable at all. If you just have Wi-Fi, then you can get internet stations. This could be a temporary move that could lead into a permanent move, but you have to see what you are using and what you're not using. Because if you're not using it, why pay for it? Now that you have your bank account cleared, the utility bills are as low as they can be, you are basically setting a good foundation and working towards your financial freedom, right? I know that this is really a long drawn out process, but when you're actually aware of where your money goes before or after your paycheck, you know how much money is going to be in your checking account. So you know what you're able to spend or save. As with anything else that you do, you have to set a pattern. And to form a pattern or to form a habit, it usually takes about 30 days. Now you think, oh, this will be too hard, and you may have to cut this down into baby steps. That's okay. Whatever you can do so you can handle this. This is honestly, and I'm gonna be totally honest with you, I understand that the first month is the hardest. This is the time where you want to make smart, cost-effective choices into saving money. This could also be possibly changing your lifestyle or maybe your day-to-day functions. So in the beginning of this video, I mentioned to you to get the notebook out and to write down all your bills, how much they were, when they're due. This is the time that you separate this list into the times of what paycheck it's going to come out of. This also should help you with the money on hand. We have to make sure that the bills are secure and you don't lose any of your items. This is a small statement with a huge impact. What I mean is, you may have to downsize some of your items for right now. Honestly, you may not be able to afford them. I know that may hit your pride a little bit, but your pocketbook will thank you. You know that this is a good decision when you're looking at the long run and you are facing your financial freedom. I hope you are getting a lot of good information out of this video, so I hope you would hit that like button. If you are, let me continue. I have so much other extra information for you. Here's the next thing to get your budget all taken care of. How do you get paid? Is it weekly? Is it bi-weekly? Is it monthly? When are your bills due? I will add them into the paycheck when the bills are due, right? Now, there are some times where your bills are hitting on that same paycheck. It happens. And that's okay. Some of the creditors out there will allow you to move your due date. So this will be beneficial to you. And this is really actually beneficial for both of you because you have to look at it in a creditor's perspective. A lot of the time, the creditors will say, okay, we'll put this on the due date here because they want their money and they will bend over backwards for you to pay them their money. If this is going to be beneficial for you to pay on the 8th of the month versus the 1st of the month, they're going to do any way possible to get their money. Now, while you're on the phone with these creditors or these utility bills, ask them if there's any additional programs out there that you would be qualified for or maybe eligible to lower your bill. So this could be budgeted into your time frame a little bit easier. Although you may think this is a long drawn out process, it is. I ain't gonna lie. And just like everything else you accomplish in your life is a long drawn out process. And this problem isn't any different than those. This is a path where you can keep track of how you want to get onto your financial goal. You have to start somewhere. When you start learning a different way of life, this now will become your lifestyle. And honestly, this will become like more of clockwork to you at this point. So the next question I have for you that you could ask yourself, are you using a checking account, a debit card to be paying these bills? This is something that I would check into the fine print on your utilities or your credit cards or your bills in general, because there are hidden fees if you use your debit card or your credit card versus your routing number on your checking account. I know in my area that it is cheaper for me to use my checking account routing number versus my debit card when you are paying your electric bill, your water sewage bill, your garbage bill. I know that the service fee is like $2.50 for me to use my debit card. Again, I know that that's not a lot of money. However, in the long run, this means that just your electric bill alone, you are spending an extra $30 that you don't need to. The water and sewage bill comes out 4 times a year. That'll bring a total of $30 that you didn't need to spend. You are spending an extra $60 a year, which you don't have to, where this could be actually the money that you're putting into your savings account accruing interest. Now, you can see how this money disintegrates in your checking account. Here's a few tips that I have in the long run that could help you. We love to hear positive affirmations. I have learned to live within my means. Are you able to accept this challenge? Can I get a yes in the comments? Are you able to live within your means? I'm hoping so. This is a time where you want to really look into the extra things that you are spending your money on that's maybe not really needed, such as there is no reason why you need to go to Starbucks every day. And even though, let's just say $5, that is every morning that you go to work. You go to Starbucks, get a cup of coffee, $5. This just means 5 times a week you go to Starbucks. That is $25 a week just in a cup of coffee that you get every morning. Let me break it down even more. That is $75 to, let's just say, $100 a month just for that same cup of coffee that you're doing every day, every time you go to work. It all depends on how many weeks are in a month. But the point being, it's $75 to $100 a month. And now since you see it this way, that is a lot of money that you are spending in a month for just 1 cup of coffee a day. Honestly, you could be saving that money. Now, I'm not going to tell you to stop drinking coffee because we don't need that negativity in our lives, right? But you need to be a little bit more creative in this. Are you able to drink coffee at home? What about slowing down the stopping at that coffee shop? Make it more a luxury than a necessity. I'm only using this for an example, but you can use this for when you go food shopping. This is where you need to take all the unnecessary items out of your daily life, at least for the time being. Believe me when I'm about to say you are going to be able to live without these items. Honestly, now since you've got these unnecessary items out of your life, just for the time being, of course. Another thing is that's something that's very important to grow your financial freedom. Using myself, for example, I have 2 checking accounts. And the reason why I have 2 checking accounts is because I have the bills coming out on one checking account. I also have the other checking account is for quick emergency money. If you are wondering, and the reason why I have this bank account is the fact that the bills come out in this one. This is where I can control all the different things that go in and out of this bank account. I have the other one for quick emergency money. And you are wondering, where are you going to add this money to this one? Another tip that I have is the fact that when you are making your bills out for the month, don't forget to pay yourself. This is also great ways of saving money. And this is also a great way to save money for yourself. I completely understand that you cannot live without paying bills or have any play money or emergency money, however you want to call it. I get it. I know you may have to start low into this emergency money or this play money or whatever you want to call this extra bank account. And you can raise it up if you have it direct deposited into that checking account, whatever you can handle per paycheck, whatever you are going to feel that is going to be more comfortable for you. Now, if you want to go splurge and go out to dinner with a friend, this is not going to break your budget. Make it a dinner. Make it a dessert. This will give you the companionship without really breaking your bank. Train your mindset that you are saving money for a certain thing or a certain amount each month. So you can train your confidence level that you are doing a great job. So then you would help keep up the momentum. Yes, it's going to be hard sometimes, just like anything else. But this is something that you need to strive for. Give yourself a realistic time frame when you want to have some money. What do you want to be prepared for? What do you want to set aside for your project, your goal? Are you putting it in the savings account afterwards? Can you think of any other ways to save money? Can you add them in the comments below? If you like these videos and you want to see more of these videos, by all means, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that post notification button so you can stay on top of all the different things that I post. And till the next time, love you bunches.